UK here in association with Last Bell Boxing, and I am with the legendary guy who's going to take over from Eddie Hearn one day.
No, I'm not. I'm going to be on a boat somewhere retired, mate. I have no interest in being the man and the main man.
No?
No.
You are the main man, though.
I'm not. I'm good at paperwork. I'm good at shuffling paperwork about.
Yeah, no, I think you're really good. You take everything on the chin. Don't bitch, don't moan. No secret. Don't ask me this. Don't ask me that before interviews.
Yeah, I do a lot of that. So before we came on, he's got nothing to talk about. He's not allowed to talk about AJ. Not allowed to talk about the show at the weekend live on DAZN around the world. He's not allowed to talk about anything else. So basically, we're just going to sit and have a chit chat about how good our hair is.
Yeah.
His facial hair and my hair on my head.
Yeah. I was going to say, I wish I had hair. He says he had a mohawk. I've got this because I had to shave my mohawk off because I started going bald in the middle.
Do you know what, though? I'm a big fan of that. Some people can't pull it off.
Yeah.
Some people look like Megamind, not you. You know, it's always dangerous when you shave it off and you go, "Oh, it looks a bit risky." But when you got this, you know, I want this.
Do you know, when I think until I was 25, I couldn't grow.
What? So only 3 years ago you started growing a beard?
I wish. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. But let's get to the nitty gritty. I know you haven't got a lot of time. So first, AJ Fury. AJ signed to be in the UK, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Then Fury's chatting shit. I'm a big Tyson Fury fan, but his contradictions and all the shit he does, it pisses me off. So he's saying it's Ducky. There's no way in hell, if he signed to fight in the UK, if it doesn't happen, it'll be his fault because he should fight in the UK.
There is no ducking from Anthony Joshua. As I've said, he signed for the fight. The fight was announced. It's not AJ trying to change any terms, but now we're going through a process, and we're all guilty over the years of being reactionary and going back and forward and reacting to comments and things said. The reality is here, and I've said it in every other interview today, it's about trying to be constructive to try and make this fight happen so everyone's happy, you know? But it has to be right, and it's a process, and that process is what we're going through now.
So it's like, they've heard reports, the fight's going to be on Friday, 2 a.m. If we do it in the UK, 2 a.m. Wembley, if it's here. Is that something? Obviously, you've just got signed UK. That's it. Is that something that can happen? I'd be up for that. I'd love
I mean,
to
that's a conversation, obviously, to be had with the Mayor of London, etc. All of the various parties involved in it. You know, we would love. I've said in other interviews, could this fight end up in America? Yes. I've never denied that, right? Yeah. I've also accepted that it wouldn't be the best outcome if it's not in the UK. Because you can't sit here and go, where would you rather this fight? I would never, do you know what I mean? It would be wrong of me to say that. So, but we have to accept that people have different views and there's preferences, etc. And that's the process we're going through now to see where it lands.
Because the thing is, if it's in the UK, and I can appreciate they're global stars, yeah. So Netflix wants it to go out to the whole world, biggest population or whatever is in America. So
their biggest market is America.
Yeah, so it makes sense to compromise if it's here to do it Friday 2 a.m. But how are you going to fill Wembley Stadium if people can't get the train home? You know what I mean?
We'll get trains sorted.
Yeah,
we'll find you some trains.
Get all the tubes.
But there's 24-hour trains now as well. They can extend them to different places. You know, there's a lot of things. There is a lot of work that we're going into with transport for London. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's been done before in different markets.
I think AJ Povetkin, because it was mad, because it was so full, I couldn't get the train back to Kent, where I live. I couldn't get to King's Cross in time, and I couldn't get to Victoria in time because it was just mad.
Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of work, and there's a process that you'd have to go through, but it's possible.
Okay, all right, so hopefully it's UK 2 a.m, if not Madison Square Garden, whichever. What do you think is more likely?
I don't want to go into it, like I say, we're going through that process now.
If you was a betting man, what would you bet?
I don't bet. I don't bet.
All right, if I put a gun to your head and said, tell me the answer,
then you'd have to shoot me.
All right,
then. Haven't got a gun, have you?
Yeah. Just these.
Yeah, no, I don't want that either.
So we'll get into, obviously, Zuffa boxing. Yeah. They're trying to make a noise. I'm not a fan of it. Like, it's... But do you think Ben Shalom was right? Obviously, I know you normally don't see eye to eye, But I agree. If everyone signs to Zuffa, there's no it's a Southern area, British Commonwealth. So what's the point of signing? You're just going to shit on all our heritage of boxing.
I think Ben is a bit wounded by the fact they're taking his fighters. Is my honest opinion. I think it's no different. Zuffa is no different to what PBC tried to do in boxing. We've seen it before. They're a bigger operation. They're amazing business, huge business, but it's no different to what was before. And I think he's a bit wounded and a bit worried because ultimately they've come in, taken his broadcaster that he had an exclusive deal with, and now signing his fighters. That's just the reality, and that's his. I don't have a great relationship with him, so I'm not saying I don't like him, but that's my. If I liked him or disliked him, that would be my view.
But do you agree though? So if Zuffa signing fighters,
but there can be multiple ecosystems. There is in sport already.
But they said they don't want to do that.
But
they're not doing it.
That's for them. We just signed Odell Kamara the other day. He had a massive offer from Zuffa. He signed with us. So there is always going to be options. And the reality is you have to accept that someone else is going to come in with options, and you have to compete with them. And if you're good at what you do, you should be confident. If you're not very good at what you do, then you got a problem.
Yeah, and so do you think they're going to last? Because
of course, yeah, I think they're going to last. I just don't think they're going to create what they think they can create.
Definitely
they're going to create a huge business, like they're going to create a huge brand, but they can't create what they think they're going to create.
Yeah, I think it'd be impossible because you can't. How can you legitimize the Zuffa? But it takes years. Like boxing's been going for hundreds and hundreds of years.
But that's the difference. In MMA, they went into a sport that didn't have the structure, the strategy, the history, and fair play to what they did there. But you can't do that in boxing because of the history of the sport, and because of the competition in the sport. You have to remember, in MMA, they're paying 17-18% of the revenues to the fighters. In boxing, we're paying 65-70% of the revenues to fighters, And you can't create a business like they've created in MMA, in boxing. In the short term, they're going to overpay people because they have to. But in the long term, their business model is not to overpay people. They made $1 billion. They made 264 million, I think, in their Q2 or Q3 earnings or whatever the report was the other day.
I'd love a piece of that.
I mean, it's amazing business, and huge respect and admiration for what they've done as a business. But in the sport we work in, you cannot do that.
But isn't it going to make things more complicated? Because now, let's just say they're successful and they settle into boxing. And now it's going to be, like it used to be, people are signed to Frank, won't fight Matchroom. And then now it's going to be, so who people are signed to Zuffa. So if you're signed to Zuffa, you're not going to fight
Boxing's always been like that. Boxing's always been across the road.
It was fixed. Queensbury and Matchroom.
But boxing's always been huge, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And this is my thing. When people say boxing's broken and it's taken this to fix it. No, it hasn't. We've had great nights for years. And that's why boxing is in the position it is in. But don't get me wrong, is it going to stop some fights from happening? Yes. But that's the reality.
Yeah.
And that's there's so many things in sport around the world like that. This is no different.
It's just competition. I just think it's just going to make it a lot harder.
Competition's great though as well, because it means we have to make great fights between us.
Would you do a 5v5 versus Zuffa?
We'd smash them to pieces.
They're not really doing well. Last one, Muhammad Ali Act.
Yeah.
What do you know about that? I don't think it's got through the first stage. And
as far as I'm aware, they've made some amendments to their.
So has it gone through now?
I don't think it's gone through. No. But look, these people are very politically powerful as well. As we know, they staged an event at the White House. They're very politically powerful, and that's a process that will have to be gone through. And the Muhammad Ali Act is there for the benefit of the fighters. Yeah, ultimately.
This is what I don't understand, because I hate politics. I don't no interest in it, so I don't get it. So that act, is basically so all the fighters can see exactly what money's there and what they're getting, and they're trying to change the law so that they can't see what they're getting, and they just have, this is what you get paid, that's it, and you don't get to see how much money's being earned. Why would anyone agree to that? It doesn't make sense.
In this sport, I agree with you, because in this sport you've got competition. But obviously they've come from a world where they built the ecosystem, really. There's other MMA brands, but they are the powerhouse, right?
Yeah.
So they did an event in Philadelphia the other week. they probably generated 70, 60, 70 million dollars that weekend on that one show. They probably paid out 10, 11 million dollars in event costs and purses, right? But fair play. I'm not sitting here as a business, someone who likes business saying that's terrible. As a business, amazing. For the fighters, no.
No, definitely not.
So that's the difference. You have options in boxing. You have options that have been around for years. You have promoters that have been around with sustainable, significant businesses in boxing. When MMA started, you didn't have that.
Yeah, and it's just I think it's really bad that now fighters won't know what they're earning. So you could earn like $1 billion or whatever, and they're going to just pay you what you get, and no one's going to know that they earned $1 billion.
But that's for the fighters to be sensible and have make sure they look at the detail of it. Ultimately, do you know what I mean? Like, that's for the fighters, because a number of the UFC fighters go, well, that's what I signed up to, and you have to say fair play, because if you sign up to something, again, like you said earlier, I'm not putting a gun to your head.
Yeah. So he signed it.
But in boxing, you have a lot of options.
There's a lot of it. Right. I know you're busy. You got to go. So I'm just going to ask you one more question. Conor Benn, Ryan Garcia. What do you give your old friends' chances? Well, used to be
20%.
20%. What you think? That's it. 20%. Like,
I think Ryan Garcia is a very good fighter. I think Conor Benn is going to struggle at 147. I think he struggled against Prograis at 150. But I always give Conor the side of he will give it 100% in his camp and when he gets in the ring. As much as my view may have changed or my relationship has changed, I'll never disrespect the work rate he puts in. But yeah, look, it's a big fight. It's going to be a massive fight. And big fights happening is good for the sport. Live on DAZN in the UK.
Yes. Yeah, you got that. Fuck you, Zuffa. Right. I'll let you go, Frank.
I didn't say that.
It's my channel. I can say whatever I want.
You can, yeah.
Telling you to check out Boxing Bros UK.